Nice. I'm sorry, I'm just getting everything set up. All right. Yeah, so that was pretty nice that was pretty nice that happened. And so then I was because I was originally supposed to work on Monday. They're like, oh well, since you got Monday, you don't have to come in on Wednesday. So now I ended up with 2 days off.
Awesome.
Right.
All right. I started up, Trevor. I'm just waiting. You want me to invite you?
Do it.
All right. Sounds good. Welcome to Donna DC podcast. I believe this is episode 6 this time. All right.
Hello, everybody.
How we doing, guys?
We
got Jake the Snake in here, guys, and we're gonna be having a pretty awesome, lots of good DC stuff to talk about, and we're also getting excited for Secret Invasion. So, lots of good stuff. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. We got lots of DC stuff to talk about for you guys. So, but just in case. Yeah, well, I guess we'll open with the candidates. We'll all kind of chime in on our thoughts on Flash for sure. I think that's fair. So I think all of us at least agreed that while we're at different levels of how much we like the movie, I think we all agree that we like the movie.
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting for your invite. I sent you an invite, Trevor.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me just be honest. I'm going to say this point blank. In all honesty, The Flash is hands down the best film in the DC universe.
I agree. I think we all agree. I mean, I'd put my ranking up there, and so I chose not to include the Snyder Cut because I treat it as more of an Elseworld. But I still put, even though I love the Suicide Squad, I put the Flash over the Suicide Squad because I just was so happy with what I got as a result. It made me happy. So, and I think there's a lot of I'm giddy to I can't remember the last time I went and saw a DCEU movie more than once in theaters. I think I saw, let me see, I think the first Wonder Woman I might have seen more than once. I think Man of Steel I only saw once. I think the Suicide Squad I saw more than once. Aquaman I think I saw a couple times, but that was a special case because me and Leif got to go to a private screening for that movie. So
that's right.
So it was different. Shazam, I'm trying to think. Did I see Shazam? I saw Shazam at least twice, I think. Okay, so
yeah, you saw Shazam twice.
Yeah, so the really good, I'd say the really good movies I've seen more than once.
Yeah. Baby, are you hear about babe?
Thankfully, I only saw Justice League once.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You've seen the Suicide Squad one.
I've only seen Suicide Squad one. I can tell you a story. Dude, okay, it's story time. It's story time for you guys. You want to talk? Okay, so I've seen Suicide Squad, the first movie, technically twice in theaters, in 24 hours around the same time for each other. So here's what happened.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I don't know if I told you this story, Trevor, because you worked there when this happened. But, or at least I think you did. So what happened was...
No, I didn't work there in 2016.
Okay, so we
started to the state when that movie came out.
That's interesting. So we ended up doing this thing where we watched... We had our first version of pre-screenings in 2016. So I watched it the night before it came out, at the midnight or whatever time slot it came out at, right? And then, oh dang, you got me. That was good. We'll rematch though. But then I also watched it so Leif had this thing where Leif was such a huge DCU person, let alone a big DC person. He went to see the new movie twice. So he would go to the 7 and then he would go to the show after.
Really?
Yeah. So I went with them the second time. So I saw it twice within 24 hours from each other, which was pretty. Which I was not a fan of. I was not a fan of. Trust me, it was not my favorite thing. So overall with that out of the way, so yeah, I've seen all the DCU movies pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing it a second time. I think the thing that makes the Flash so good is like you can talk about like a lot of people, you know, they have gripes with the CGI, some of the other issues that they claim in the movie. And we'll get into some of the issues I have, but I don't believe that there are very many movies that are a perfect movie, but I do think that this is as good as I think the DCEU would have ever gotten, and I think it's very refreshing to see that put on screen here. Like, I love how the beginning of this movie plays like an episode of Justice League or Justice League Unlimited. Like, I got the vibe of the Justice League just being together, just saving people. That was so refreshing. Like, that was just so nice to see. And I was excited to see that. I thought that was really, really cool. I know a lot of people complained about the CGI, but the CGI really didn't affect me that much.
Hey, Joe, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Alright. Given the fact that you know your friend and as a DC fan, where does he stand with the Snyderverse?
He was waiting for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think he liked it, but we both had talked about that we had problems with it. We thought it was too long. We thought there was, we thought that the Snyder Cut was, like, there was issues, there's things they could take out. But from what I understand, he likes the movie, but he also didn't, like, love it, from what I remember.
So does he think the Snyder should be alive?
I never asked him that question. Like, if I text him and I ask him, I'll let you know. From what I remember, that was kind of his thing.
Alright, just curious.
Yeah, I'll ask him next time I talk to him. Okay, so yeah, so I think we all, so I think that, let's get the elephant out of the room on this one. The thing we all expected we weren't going to like in this movie actually paid off for us, which I think is... well, no, we're going to get to that, but I was going to talk about something that I think is kind of controversial for a lot of people right now, which is, I actually, and I cannot believe the words are coming out of my mouth, I not just liked, I loved Ezra Miller in this movie. Both versions of him. I actually genuinely like.
I agree. Ezra Miller was actually good in that movie.
Or no, that one scene where he has the emotional breakdown about his mom in front of the other Barry was so good. Oh my god, just and the emotion, and all just the emotion you were getting from him, like getting to see where he brought things full circle was so good.
Like the moment he the other bird just doesn't feel lucky with his mom, and then just walk forward and just go, stop!
Yeah, that shit was intense. Just the fact that they did that, and the scene with him and his dad every time was really good. I liked how they built that up. That was really cool. So I guess we'll talk about we'll move on to the cameos next, I think, and then we'll talk about like the overall, like the big, like.
Where do we do cameos? My God, there were honestly, Joe. The cameos in this movie, I was hands down not expected.
I agree.
Like, my expectations for a couple of cameos, but like you know, I was expecting quite a bit of cameos, but you know, we got this movie exceeded my expectations.
I just love that this movie is a love letter to not just DCEU but all DC fans, and I think that was
so amazing.
That was so special, in my opinion. Just getting to see that moment of like seeing that come together was so perfect. Oh dang, that was not my favorite, but so I just loved seeing that. Like, I thought that was so cool. Like, there's Christopher Reeves. You look over there. There's the original Supergirl. There's freaking Nicolas Cage is Superman.
I know.
That shit was awesome. That was,
I ran out of here and I was like, oh, crazy.
and then having like the Jay Garrick.
I literally had to calm me down.
Yeah,
Calm me down.
because you were freaking out. You were freaking out. Yeah, I'd imagine.
I had to like my cool down. Like, I can't calm down. Dude, like, Batman.
Yeah, it was too good.
Holy shit!
And then the final. Come on.
What's up?
With the go. Come on. Oh my god. That was great.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is that this movie was funny, and it delivered on being funny. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think, and I know a lot of people might be hating, but the jokes in this movie were better than half the jokes in the MCU that we've seen in previous movies. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I agree.
So, we're going to talk about the two big people in the movie that are the most worthy about talking about, but so we have less to talk about with Supergirl, so we'll talk about Supergirl first, and then we'll talk about Batman, but or should I say, we'll talk about Batmen's, because I think it's important we mention both of them. And then we'll wrap up with the thing with, what did you say? Oh yeah, we should talk about the third as well. That's true. We'll talk about all three because I want to get everyone's take on when they saw that last scene, because I know certain people have been kind of having weird reactions. And we got to talk about it because there are people that have literally, I want to clarify something that people haven't really understood that I think needs to be clarified. Because because I heard people saw the ending of this movie and they went, no, I don't want this person back. And I'm like, they're not back. It's just a fun bit. Like, so don't freak out. Calm down. Relax. Start breathing. Yes, exactly. We're gonna get to that, I promise. All right, so we'll go to Supergirl and then we'll talk about the Batmen. So I think we'll talk about Supergirl. We'll talk about the then we'll talk about Batfleck, because we don't have a lot to talk about with him. But there's a couple things I want to mention since we are only gonna have 2 more DCEU movies left. I think it's important to talk about where we stand, because I think it's important.
Isn't Blue Beetle part of James Gunn's universe?
Well, so here's the thing. Blue Beetle as a movie, I have a video coming out about this tomorrow. As a movie, Blue Beetle is actually going to be treated, it was made in the DCEU, but the character and the actor will be continuing forward. So, like, the story in Blue Beetle might be rewritten, but when you see this version of Blue Beetle, it will be the same version we see in James Gunn's universe.
All right. Nice.
So I think that's and that's one of our topics that we're going to talk about today too. So that we'll get to that in more detail. Because James Gunn was on a podcast and he dropped some interesting things. So we're gonna get to that in a minute. So Supergirl. Let's ask the $1 million question, because we've only seen we've seen Melissa Benoist in the Supergirl show. I think some people remember the live-action Supergirl that they showed in this movie, but I don't think a lot of people watched her show or knew her very much that well, right? So, So for a lot of us in live-action, if you don't count the Supergirl TV show, I think Sasha Kyle's Supergirl is like the first Supergirl that most people have seen specifically on the big screen.
Exactly.
So, as a first introduction, since she's not in a lot of the movie, did you guys like Supergirl in this movie? And where do you guys stand on, do you want a more traditional Supergirl for the DC Universe, or do you want her coming back? Like, where are you guys standing?
her performance as Supergirl in this movie wasn't terrible. I mean, it was a little iffy, but you know, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is true, Joe. I kind of want you to see Supergirl in James Gunn's new universe.
I mean, I understand, but I just feel like this actor has all the right beats as Supergirl, and she didn't get to do a lot with what she was given. Then I feel she deserves the chance to get to do more.
Right. Yeah.
So to me personally, I understand the purpose of the traditional, but I don't know. I think they should bring her back because I think she would fit well with what they've established. I mean, the other thing I was going to say that I kind of was, and we'll get into this with my negatives in a minute, but the whole third act revolving around a certain villain from Man of Steel, I had some issues with that we'll discuss after we talk about these characters. Yeah. There's a couple issues, like when we get into my issues, there's things that are problems with the movie, and then there's things that that weren't included in the movie that I was kind of mad about, that I'll address in a minute. But so for the positives, I liked the Supergirl. I loved how when she saw Zod, like when Zod was taunting her with Superman, and she's like, and she gets so angry, and she's like, "What did you do?" Like that shit was awesome. Like seeing her react to that, I thought was cool. So that's, I guess, we're all on the same page with Supergirl. Let's move on to our first Batman. So we've now seen Ben Affleck's Batman in Zack Snyder's Justice League, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and unfortunately, Justice League, as well as his other cameos, like in the first Suicide Squad movie, and a couple other things, right?
Yes.
Now, I think each of these movies that we've seen Ben Affleck's Batman, we've all enjoyed him for what he is, but we've all kind of had problems with some of the things they've done with him as well. But notably the whole killing thing. I think we all are on the same page on where we stand with that.
Right.
So I'm gonna say something that I think is worth noting here. I think, well, he's not in much of this movie. The way Andy Muschietti directed Ben Affleck's Batman in this beginning of this movie, it did put a smile on my face. I was very happy with the results of this. I thought that his humor worked well. I thought him and the whole scene with him, Wonder Woman, and Flash, and their banter together. Oh, there's something we haven't talked about yet. How about the fact that we got a Wonder Woman cameo that wasn't spoiled for us? Like,
oh my God!
I was not expecting Wonder Woman in this movie.
I don't think anyone was. They did a good job.
I was not expecting her in this movie. That's like a cameo that was made in recent DCU films.
What he did for the Shazam cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the cameo was kind of already revealed for Shazam Fury of the Gods, but still, the fact that she appeared twice in cameo twice in the recent DCU films kind of gives me hope, like, you know, that she'll return for like James Gunn's universe versus Wonder Woman.
Well, there are some talks about that I think we'll have to get into, and because she does say something in an interview about it that I think we're gonna address later in the podcast. But so the Wonder Woman stuff was good. So what I think I loved is, like, I know Ben Affleck said this, but like you never know when an actor says this and how you feel about it. I really think Affleck lived up to his word about how he said that this was his best performance as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we're never going to see him again, but one of the best things I'll say that I loved about this is one of my biggest issues with Batman in the previous movies is I know some people might have liked it because they were trying to rip on Christian Bale's voice, but thank God they finally did Batman's voice with Ben Affleck right. It didn't sound robotic. It just sounded perfect.
That's another big problem I had with Affleck's Batman is fucking robot voice.
Yeah, it just didn't work. So I
like his voice natural, not, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like Ben Affleck has a voice that, you know, you should just let him do his thing and not have to worry about that other stuff. Because I think they do a good enough job giving you what you expect from what you should get with him. So that, to me, was really well handled, and I really enjoyed that. Especially like as much as the scenes in his Batman, I do admit, and Ella knows this. I love the beginning of this movie when he's just taking the terrorists out on the truck, and you're just seeing him just. What was that? Is that your notification?
Nuts, Caitlin.
Oh, she's blowing up your phone.
You.
Yeah, I just loved when he's just taking out all the different bad guys, and one of the best things about it is that he is and I'm glad that we're mentioning, because when we get done talking about these Batman, what's going on, Chosen Vader? Because when we get done talking about these Batman stuff, we're going to talk about Is it awesome, Chosen? I'm staying up late to watch it tonight. I have to watch it. We're taking a sidebar because Chosen's telling me about that he saw episode 12 of Superman and Lois. But so for sidebar for this whole situation, I can't wait, man. I'm excited to watch it. I heard this is the episode I've been waiting for, so I'm excited. But so the number one thing that I think. Oh, that's good. Bizarro is. Yeah, I know he was in the episode. I'm more excited for Lex Luthor, but I'll be excited to see Bizarro as well. But yeah, so I think the biggest thing here that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna do a video of this so people that don't watch the podcast can do it. I'm gonna re-rank my Batmans tomorrow, because there's a little change in my Batman list, and I'm not saying that this actor couldn't live up to it, but there's someone that we're gonna get to in a minute that deserves more praise than he's ever gotten in the role so far. And I think we all are on the same page on where I think I'm going with this. So, I know we've talked about it since we're almost done with. There's one more thing I want to mention with Affleck before we get to this. It's going to be after Secret Invasion, so probably around 3 a.m. at best, my time. So what we got to talk about was the last thing with this is not only did he. We always know with these actors, the best thing is how.
Hello?
And Superman are treated, or just how both Batman and Bruce Wayne are both treated, and so what I love about this is the fact that they did everything right here, because you get to see, we're doing Batman vs Superman. That's perfect for my topic. So the thing that I loved about this whole thing was the last part of this whole thing is like. I was very skeptical when they did Justice League with the whole Barry and Batman connection, right? Because to me, in Justice League, they made it feel so much of a Spider-Man, Tony Stark kind of feeling.
Exactly.
And so this movie, when they really showed those scenes together, I really liked it. Even though we didn't get so many of them, when they were on screen, I was super invested in it. Dang, your phone's just blowing up over there. And I loved the, one of the things I loved about it more than anything was one of the things I really, really loved was seeing, and we saw it in the trailer, but it was just longer and different in the movie. When the conversation, the last time we see Bruce Wayne in the movie, when Bear's like, I know how to do it. I can save my mom, I can save your parents. And Bruce's tone with him is just like, you think you can save everything, you will destroy everything. Just that kind of, he just plays one of the best types of Bruce Waynes we've ever seen. Like just in that scene, I love how he's talking to Barry like that. Like, but I think we've waited. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's the question: do we talk about the GOAT right now, or do we talk about the end? Bruce Wayne, and then talk about the GOAT.
I don't want to talk about. What do you want to do, Joe?
Let's get the surprise out of the way first, because I have a lot to say about the big best part of this movie that we all know we're getting ready to talk about. So I want to save that for last, because we're just gonna talk about the ending of the movie with the certain person showing up, because I want to save the Keaton stuff for last, because I have some good stuff to say about Keaton. Because for me, I love this movie for what it is, but if Keaton was not in this movie would not be as great as it is.
Right.
Like, I was into the movie But Ella, that would be awesome, Chosen. You should. But so the thing I love more than anything, and we'll get into it when we talk about Keaton. But so right here, let's talk about this ending. Okay, so, dang, my phone is just blowing the fuck up. All right, so basically, at the end of this movie, you know, Barry thinks he fixes the timeline, whatever, everything that happens, and
But he doesn't.
exactly, and he's in the court case, and he thinks he's meeting Ben Affleck's Batman, but then lo and behold, a face that we did not expect to see, even though I knew he was going to show up because it was talked about as reported. We get to see we get to see George Clooney back as Bruce Wayne. Thank God, not Batman, just Bruce Wayne. Because Batman would be bad. I don't want to see no bat nipples. No bat nipples returning. Thank you very much. No.
Freaked out because of fucking Grace Randolph.
Yep, and so here's the thing with this whole thing. So some people have looked at this scene like, oh, it's a new universe, so that means that George Clooney is going to be the Batman in the DCEU. I will tell you this straight off the bat. That will not happen. Clooney was in this movie for a bit just to be a change up, just to kind of have like a Barry, you fucked up again, like, and this was just the ramifications. They took a good Batman and replaced him with a shitty Batman. So that's what happens when you fuck with the multiverse, Barry. So don't do it.
Yes.
So to me, that's why this was fun. This is a fun scene. I like how when he sees him, he's even like, "Who the hell are you?" Like it was funny.
Can we deal with the fact that like they actually had the golf bomb in this movie?
What about fan of the movie?
Dude, they like dropped an F-bomb, don't forget.
Yeah.
A second.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they only grabbed Clooney like 3-4 weeks ago. So I thought that was really interesting that like this cameo was later than people think it was. At least I got that victory. But so I think we've waited long enough. So yeah, so basically this Clooney thing, it was a fun little bit, but as we say, it was a great audition. It will never happen again. So we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that one bit. So now it's time to get into the real meat and potatoes. We got to talk about. Dear Lord, my phone is just going fucking bananas. Let me see what's going on.
Oh my god.
What?
Your phone is going crazy.
My phone.
You're going crazy.
Mine's going crazy.
Yeah, so basically, we all know we've been talking about it. Now, so for me, before I knew, and like I will say, I liked Ezra Miller's performance in this movie. I like him for what we got. I hate how they didn't show. Oh, trust me, Chosen. When we get to my negative sections, there will be a rant about that. That's coming. Don't worry. But first, we got to talk about the good. First, we got to talk about the good, because there are 3 issues with this movie that I have that don't involve the CGI that I think did piss me off a slight bit, which we'll get to. But I want to talk about the things I really love first, and this is the last section of the things I really love, which is, guys. When we got to the point in the movie when we start hearing the Tim Burton music kick in, and when we were with Michael Keaton's Batman, or just Bruce Wayne in general, I put a smile on my face.
Perfect.
It was. I mean, if Homelander was watching it, he would literally be like, "It was perfect." Down to the last detail.
Down to the last minute details.
I loved how with him being on screen, even the scenes of him basically doing the lines we know of him from the old movies, even when they were in the trailers, they worked even better in the actual movie. Like when when they want to assemble their team, it's like, you want to get nuts? Oh man, that was so good. So the best thing I think we got to talk about is, now a lot of people have considered the best Batman fight scene to be the one with in the warehouse with Ben Affleck. You know?
No.
But my problem with that scene has always been, you're seeing Batman commit a lot of murder, and it doesn't feel like Batman. So to me, that's always been something I disliked about the scene, is that, well, it looked like the Arkham games.
This movie has my favorite.
Exactly. Me too. So, which we're gonna get to. So it worked for me. It worked for me, Chosen, with that line. I mean, it didn't work in The Flash when they used it for Batwoman as Red Death, but here it worked for me. So for me, the thing I want to talk about with the fight scene is, so when you finally get Batman, obviously the music, the score, the Danny Elfman score fits perfectly, and it's great. But Keaton came back for this role, and he was like determined to come back and make people feel like that this was the best damn time. Similar to Affleck, it seems like this is the best time he's played his character. He came back with a set of new tricks and was ready for trouble. And so when you get to that fight scene where they're all fighting the Russians, oh, really? That's interesting, Chosen. See, I'm surprised that you had that effect. To me, it worked perfectly. I expected it to work that way, just like it did in the trailer. But I understand. Yeah, welcome, Brandon.
I'm trying to text here.
Oh, you're trying to text? You didn't tell me that. You should have communicated better. But so for me, and I do agree with you, Jake, this is the best Batman fight scene we've gotten for a long time, and yep, because that scene was stupid. But so my biggest thing here is, obviously you got the Batwing, you got the toys, but when they go into this like Russian place to go find, they think they're finding Superman, but they're actually gonna find Supergirl. Dude, Keaton went, he went crazy. Like, dude, he went Terry Silver, like, badass mode. Like, just him. Like, I remember I was pissed off in this movie because when I watched MCU movies in theaters, when I was watching No Way Home with you guys, right? People see Toby and Andrew, and they're going nuts. When Michael Keaton is in the bat suit, my crowd in fucking IMAX, we're dead silent. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, what is wrong? I was so pissed. I was literally so upset. Because, like, when the fight scene went on, dude, I was like Terry Silver. I was like, woo, let's go. Come on, let's go. Woo. Like, I couldn't help myself, dude. Like, when he started throwing them kicks, and when he would start, like, just going crazy, I could not even...
When I can find that scene, I've had that scene in my intro.
Oh, you're adding that scene to your intro?
Yeah, when I can find a way to find it.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised someone hasn't released the full version of it. I wanted to do a breakdown. I wanted to do a breakdown of it because I want to do a fight scene breakdown of it because there's a it'd be cool if that happened, Brandon. Yeah, maybe when it's out of theaters, they'll release the 4K version of it, because I noticed a lot, and I'm sure Trevor did too. When did that happen? Like, that's so crazy. But so one of the things I really liked was just with this, like, everything with Keaton was so well taken care of, and for me personally, while I am excited to see it, while I love the Batman as a movie, and I do think that I do think that Pattinson will eventually get up there in terms of being one of the best iterations of Batman. I agree, Chosen. But so the thing I really love is I think why is it going off so crazy, Trevor? Didn't you just text her?
Yeah, but she likes me to blow up her phone. That's the thing.
Oh, really? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just sad that they don't remember their childhood. It must have been a younger crowd, and their childhoods didn't. I was just sad because, to me, and I might get some hate for this, but to me, I didn't find. I personally, and you'll see this in my Batman ranking, I'm not a big fan. Well, he's better than Clooney. I'm not a big Christian Bale Batman fan. Like I like that obviously that in The Dark Knight's a great movie, but I don't know. The whole Batman voice thing just takes me out of his role as Batman.
I agree with you.
And I didn't like how he fought. When he fights, he's like always like so close to people, even he's so far away from people even when he's punching them. Like in the choreography for the for the Dark Knight Rises, he's like and he's punching when he's so far away. I agree. I definitely agree. Hey, hopefully I'll have a better reaction when I watch it. I agree, Chosen. Pattinson is my second favorite, but I do think that this movie, while he's only in a little bit of this movie, when Keaton's on screen, Keaton is. I'm doing good, Andy. Keaton is the best live action Batman right now. With the way he was in that scene, it was beautiful. Like the way he took out those guys, the way he used his batarangs, the way he used all his great stuff. And you know what makes him the most Batman that we're going to talk about later, because we got a new show to talk about as well. I agree, because one of the best things about it is with his Batman is when he's beating the crap out of these dudes, the smile he gives is so perfectly Batman. Even at 71 years old, just when he's beating these guys up, he is Andy for sure. So, yeah. So I think we're all in tune with we love the Flash. So now it's time to move into our next topic, which we're going to talk. Well, actually no. Before we get to the next topic, I got to talk about the 3 negative things that you guys have been waiting to hear. All right. Number 1, I'm going to say it because the elephant out of the room hasn't been addressed yet. They're going to do the story of the death of Nora Allen. It didn't bother me. See, I didn't love Christian Bale, Andy, but I understand if you did. Pattinson is better than Christian Bale, in my opinion.
By the way, Andy is not Flash yet. We're talking to get into the Green Man.
I agree, Chosen. I'm actually making a short project where I'm doing with action figures. I'm doing a stop-motion movie called Batman No Way Home, where you get to see Batman act. It's going to be awesome. So it's a project I'm working on. But so, one of the things we're going to talk about, because I know this isn't anything that, that directly was in the movie that affected me, but the fact that they did the story of Nora West Allen being like dying for the multiverse and everything, and Barry's sad about it, and we didn't see even a hint. Yep, we're gonna get to Zod. Don't worry, Chosen. The fact that we didn't see Reverse Flash in this movie, I was furious. Not even a hint of some red lightning. Like, come on. He's directly responsible for that horrible things that happened on Barry's opening night. Like, that's his big foe. Like, I didn't expect him to be the main villain because I know they're doing the whole Dark Flash thing, which was fine. But to me, I expected him to at least appear for the Nora West Allen thing.
Good one, Andy.
What did you think about that, Trevor? Were you mad at the Reverse Flash? They could have at least hinted at it. And I know that Machete says that if he gets to do a Flash sequel, that he was planning to add him then, which I guess is good. But I just think he needed to be in it. Next thing that I will say. Now, remember in the first teaser trailer for the Flash, and they showed us where the Batmobile was, and they took the cover out off the Keaton Batmobile in the movie. I don't know if this was an Andy Machete thing or if this was a Warner Brothers thing. You don't show us the most badass car in the history of the Batman universe and not let us drive it or not let us see Keaton driving it again. Like, that to me was a huge L. I was like, you're going to show us the Batmobile, but you're not going to drive it? What?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so that bothered me. And then my third thing that I think is the biggest, I know a lot of people have been asking my questions on the CGI. It didn't really bother me, Brandon. I heard something like that was going to happen. I'm not surprised it happened. But so then my other big thing is, so obviously while our main villain is Dark Flash, the marketing for this movie chose to focus on General Zod in this movie. You know? And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love Man of Steel like a lot of other people do. But when we were in the timeline for Man of Steel, I gotta say, I don't know if it was because the actor didn't want to give a good performance or what it was when they filmed new footage. I was kind of let down by General Zod in this movie.
Yeah.
Like he was good, but he definitely could have been better. Like I definitely will say that. Like I guess I just liked Michael Shannon in the role. I was expecting a lot better with him.
Not the real villain of the movie.
Yeah. They really did. They did trick us. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing. They didn't want to show us Dark Flash, but then the Zod stuff wasn't even that much. So it's like, it was a bit weird. I agree. I was not huge on the Zod stuff. I knew we needed... the only thing good I'll say about the Zod stuff... Yeah, I agree with that, Brandon. I think that should have happened too. I think the problem is this movie was doing reshoots when the Flash was still on TV, so it was really hard to work out a deal, I heard. So... But maybe there was other things. Oh, dang. You got your ass kicked twice by me. How's that feel?
You got lucky because I was trying to text Caitlin.
Ooh. Stings, doesn't it?
Okay. I protected you in high school, now I'm gonna kick your ass. Okay.
You didn't even know me in high school.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
Doesn't matter, I'm still gonna kick your ass.
But yeah, overall, I really like the movie. I can't wait to see it again with AJ. If I had to say what I'm specifically most excited about, it's definitely seeing... I know, I agree, Chosen. I just heard there was some issues, like apparently when they were filming it, they also had Grant had gotten COVID, and like a lot of the stuff they filmed, there was some issues. So I mean, it would have been cool to see him, but I heard there was definitely some problems in terms of shooting new stuff, and they wanted it to be new footage. So yeah, so I think we all liked the movie. We all kind of said our piece. Now let's get into for people that came here to not get spoiled, let's get into some really good news. We got some really good news to talk about for DC today. Let's talk about the big news that we've all... I mean, I don't really know, like, what to think, because after seeing this movie, I really genuinely enjoyed Ezra Miller in the role, so, like, I don't really know how his personal life goes, like, the choices he's made, all that stuff. I'm not following that story, so I hope that the help he gets helps him out, because I'd like to see more of him. I think he really proved me wrong, and I was really impressed by what he did in this movie.
I agree.
But I will also say, with our next topic, so while this is a Flash movie, a lot of us went into this movie expecting so much Batman stuff, and all the Batman stuff was handled so well that what I wanted to say was, more than anything, is, well, we now know, it has now been confirmed by many sources, including DC themselves, that Andy Muschietti's project after The Flash, his next project has been given. He will be directing Batman Brave and the Bold. So, so I think we all need to talk about this with our experience with The Flash. How do we feel about this? Do we feel like what he did with our two main Batmans, that we feel that he's going to do a good job with this movie?
Oh yeah. Totally.
What about you, Trevor? You sounding off on this one?
Yeah. I think Brave and the Bold. I mean, I've seen his previous work before the Flash. He did it in Chapter 2. And basically, Tony set for his films makes it all the perfect.
I agree.
For him to direct Brave and the Bold.
I think he'd do great. That would be great to see, Brandon. I don't know what's going to go on with them, because they didn't seem like, they acted like they were interested, but then it doesn't seem like things are going very good for them. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, I think this is great, because I think he did such a good job with how this was handled. And he knows Batman more than anyone, so I think this is going to be great. I think he's going to handle it great. And I know it's been a while till we hear casting, but there has been some rumors going around, and then now there's also been some... Wow, that thing just keeps going like crazy. I even heard some news that apparently at a fan expo, Jensen Ackles said if they ask him to be the new live-action Batman, that he's up for it. So hopefully he's who they pick, because it seems like fans really want him to be the new Batman, especially since he's already voiced Batman in animation.
Yep.
Now, before we get into our next DC topic, there's a Marvel topic, or I should say a Sony Marvel topic I'd like to discuss with Trevor and you too, Jake. So let's talk about, we finally got Sony's little Kraven trailer. So Trevor, are you ready to talk about the Kraven trailer?
Yes, I'd like to hear your thoughts first.
You want to hear mine first? Okay, I guess you probably didn't see my reaction I posted earlier. But so I'm gonna come out and say something that might be controversial. First off, I loved Aaron Taylor Johnson in Bullet Train, and I did enjoy him as Quicksilver and a bunch of other things. I will say this: when I was watching this trailer, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, maybe this is one of those situations where the actual movie is better than this first trailer, but I'm not feeling Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven for this movie.
Okay.
And I'll say why in a minute. But so... Dang! You didn't like that one? You didn't like that one?
But I love the part of the trailer where the guy walks into his office, then he's just like ask him where a specific person he killed is.
Yeah.
He's like, where's so-and-so? And he's like, You're standing in them.
Yeah, I will say this: the violence has me interested. The violence. I did hear that. I did hear that, Brandon. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think this is pretty interesting to me because of what we know with So my biggest thing with this trailer, the violence looks good, but I'm not. I'll be completely real, and I'm sure Trevor's going to say something similar to me. I'm not buying into Sony's game yet. This trailer didn't win me over. It didn't make me go, oh, I can't wait to see that. It made me go, yeah, Sony, I saw your trailers for Morbius, and they looked pretty good. So, and I saw what happened after. So I'm hoping this movie turns out good. But I'm having a couple issues with a couple of the things as well that I'm kind of worried about. One of the things I'm worried about is, why does Russell Crowe as Kraven's dad sound more like Kraven than Kraven himself?
Yeah.
Did you notice that, Trevor, in the trailer? I'm gonna say it, and I know this would be crazy because I don't think Sony would ever consider hiring them. Here's my question. Somebody should go and watch Boyka Undisputed and tell me with a doubt in their mind that Scott Adkins should not play Kraven. Watch that movie and tell me why Scott Adkins is not Kraven. He literally is Russian. Well, that would have been good too. But dude, like, just imagine Kraven. Like, I'll play you guys the clip of when he's in Boyka. But Boyka would always say when he entered the room, "My name is Boyka, and I'm the most complete fighter in the world." And I just could just imagine, "My name is Kraven." And just, oh, dude, it just would be too good. Like, it just sounds too perfect. And I'm sad because I really like Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor. I really wanted him to be good in this role, but he just doesn't have that, like, Kraven feel to me.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to be good, honestly. I wasn't expecting Aaron Taylor Johnson good at all, and yet he could have been better. I mean, and plus we know Sony's background with what they did with that universe.
Yeah, so
it's not the best.
Movie.
We learned that the hard way.
So do you? All
With
right.
the movie that shall not be named.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
I think we're... Joe? Joe?
Is Aaron Taylor as miscast as Kraven since he died as Quicksilver?
Yeah, my headset was
Oh, having issues with your headset?
Did you hear me, Trevor?
I can hear you now.
You hear me?
You're cutting out.
I'm fully trained for
Just my headphones just fell. Give me a second.
Oh, we hear you now.
show you what Sensei's taught us.
Well, we did.
Now you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, sorry about that. So, yeah, I agree with you, Brandon, on that one. But yeah, I just feel like my question is, and specifically for you, Trevor, do you feel that this is just kind of like, this movie's going to be terrible no matter what? Or do you just like think that this movie needs to fail so that Sony finally learns, so that the MCU can give us the real Kraven?
Well, okay. Here's where I stand on this. I think this movie has some potential to be good. Because from what John Campbell was saying, during the time of CinemaCon, when they showed the trailer, everything he said that was in the trailer was in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm happy with what's in the trailer is in the trailer. Like that's good. But keep in mind, I want to know why Jake said that they're saying Yeah, I agree. I'm worried about what's going on because Jake said that they said, even though there's an R-rated trailer, they haven't officially rated the film yet.
Well, yeah, keep in mind that's happened before, you know. They want to wait to give it out. They want to wait.
Yeah,
It's like the first trailer that released publicly, you know. They usually don't rate those until like sometime after the second trailer comes out. Or at least when the second trailer comes out.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's true. I just wish I'd rather know right away. How do we feel about the Rhino tease at the end of the trailer?
Oh, dude. Fuck yes.
It looks better than what the past. So
Yeah, but here's what I'm hoping for.
that'd be cool, Brandon. What did you say, Trevor?
But I'm also hearing Chameleon in this movie as well, unless they cut him.
Oh, was Chameleon?
Does.
Was Chameleon also featured? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chameleon. Well, I didn't see Chameleon in the film, but he will be in this movie.
Interesting.
I just hope this Rhino is better than Paul Giamatti. Rhino. Because I think do not like Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Like he was okay, but he was just poorly written.
Well, at least this will make the Rhino look better. How do we feel about the change to Kraven's origin? Do we?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with it. Like I get that.
I mean, the way he gets powers doesn't bother me too much. But like, I gotta say this. I mean, the powers don't bother me, but I also like his design. You know, I like how he's designed. Like in the poster and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not crazy about the vest he has in the trailer, but I like his final look where he's got the classic coat. That to me looked good. I wasn't crazy when I first saw the vest in the trailer. I was like, really, that's the look for Kraven? Like it didn't wow me. But I'll say that the more I watched in the trailer, the more it kind of won me over. But once again, my biggest problem with this movie is going to be, I hope that Aaron Taylor Johnson is better in this movie than he looks in the trailer, because that's going to be the thing that if he doesn't work as Kraven, this whole movie doesn't work, in my opinion. So I hope that this is one of those things where either this is just... Well, is she still blowing up your phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a fucking podcast.
It's okay, she knows. You can wait to answer her. But so I just... Why can't you wait?
She thinks I'm just...
Well, just tell her you're busy. Yeah, that's definitely true, Brandon. Yeah, I just feel like... Yeah, I agree, Andy. And I'll say this. One thing that will make me upset is if this movie sucks, and then we have to deal with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jared Leto being in the same fan club, which would suck.
Oh God!
Jesus Christ! If I hear, I swear to Christ. If I hear, if this movie sucks, and if I hear one motherfucker say it's Kraven time, I am going to because for one, I hate that meme. the Morgan timing just makes that movie even worse. Because for one, I never liked that movie to begin with. I hate the movie Morbius. Dude, it's a shitty meme.
Here's what would be really funny. That'd be also horrible. Imagine this movie sucks. Imagine it has an end credit scene, and imagine the end credit scene is Kraven and Morbius together.
Oh my god!
That's the end credit scene. It'll dethrone Morbius as like the worst Sony Spider-Man. And just for that,
I'm glad you haven't seen it, Andy. You don't want to watch it.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time, Andy.
I'm just saying, like, that would be horrible, Trevor, because then the end of the movie, you can just be like, it's Kraven time, and then, oh shit, you'd be pissed.
I'll be like, the nightmare doesn't end.
You know what sucks? No matter what happens with this movie, the one thing that's going to be in the back of our mind is either this movie's good or bad. We still have to live with that after we watch this movie. We're going to have to watch the Madam Web movie next.
Oh god.
Oh, that's right, Madam Web comes out, Give me a second.
Okay, I'll say this.
Yeah, I was sad, honestly, Brandon, but I'm ready for the future.
Even though it has the 50 Shades, I think
they did.
might have potential.
It's got some good people in it. I'm interested. I like the idea of Madam Web. I'm interested in Madam. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is that stupid cunt from 50 Shades is in it, and that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, but I do think Madam Web has some.
It does have potential. You're not wrong.
I said I'm checking something, motherfucker.
Oh no.
You checking these nuts?
Oh.
What are you checking?
I'm gonna check to see what's trying to check to see if there was anything before Madam Web after breathing.
I'm trying to see if there's anything before Madam Web. I don't think so.
God. Now I remember.
What happened?
We're getting this movie before Madam Web.
Which one?
No!
Which one?
Elemental.
Which?
Elemental.
Oh, are you talking about the one with? Are you talking about the one with Bad Bunny?
Yes. No.
I liked Bad Bunny and Bullet Train. It might not be bad.
I like Bad Bunny and Bullet Train, but like, come on, this is a joke. Why? Elemental.
I'm surprised that one.
I don't know, Brandon. I haven't decided. I haven't decided if I'm gonna watch that yet, Brandon. I was really upset when I heard about what happened with that show.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Trevor, like Madam Web could talk about longer than that one happened.
I'm just excited about.
Nobody wants to talk about Elmer. Read the plot. Jacob, go online, read the plot. Read up Elemental.
Really? I mean,
God, this looks stupid.
I like Bad Bunny and Bullet Train. Maybe it will be good. We'll see. I still remember that now. The room was just down every festival. They didn't like the fact that Bad Bunny was. And
You think so, Andy?
I mean, Bad Bunny is a good actor. Bullet Train, but like, I'm having a hard time being excited for Elton.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted, honestly, Brandon. Good news is, apparently there's some new stuff being said about that Batman Caped Crusaders animated show on Amazon Prime now. Did you hear about that, Trevor?
Yes, they're doing. Yes, that's another thing I'd like to get into. Apparently, from what I read, they're doing things that Bruce couldn't do in Batman the Animated Series.
Which means it's gonna be pretty brutal. Oh, also, Trevor, I gotta ask you a question about something that happened on Sunday that I don't know if you watched or not yet. Did your show come out yet?
It did come out, but I need to find a way to watch it.
Oh, you don't have access to that stuff. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Do you have the app for it where you can watch it?
I do. Like the day after.
I'm surprised you haven't watched it because the first episode's already out, right?
Yeah. I need to find a way to watch it.
Well, yeah, just watch just use the app, right?
Yeah, I hope it works.
It should. Secret Invasion is coming out tomorrow. Yes, sir. We're staying up to watch it, Andy. I just nicknamed Secret Invasion the Nick Fury show. That would be awesome.
I'm back, motherfucker.
I'm just glad he's finally getting his own Marvel show.
Me too.
Yeah, I think the Caped Crusader stuff is pretty interesting. It is. It's the Nick Fury show on steroids.
Nick Fury show on steroids. Yeah.
Oh, I can already just imagine. If I see one motherfucking scroll in my house tonight, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we also got an update that that'd be great, right, Andy? Andy said I helped a few seconds. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, Brandon. It looks interesting. Brandon was asking me if I was gonna watch Rebel Moon. I take that.
Also, you guys see the Gambling Wild Kick movie thing?
I heard about that. Did it come out already?
Yeah, it's out.
I didn't watch it yet.
I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks great. Really? Yeah, so I think definitely the Brave and the Bold stuff is exciting. The stuff with Bruce Timm, and then we know a bit more about the fact that Blue Beetle is sounding like, even if the story doesn't continue, the fact that the character is getting to live on in the new universe is gonna be pretty awesome.
How long is the movie?
Blue Beetle?
Hold on. No, Stanley thing. An hour 26. Okay. You know what?
You gonna watch it?
Why not? Do a watch party. I got time.
Hold on, Mr. Incredible. You still got time?
Yeah.
I'm seeing if there was any other DC things they didn't talk about yet. So Trevor, as an anime fan, what did you think of what's it called? What did you think about the trailer for One Piece?
I think it looks alright. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, hopefully it does a little better than the Cowboy Bebop live action.
I'm gonna watch this. Hold up. Set for watch party. Kill some time or
Are you happy about what's going on with what's it called? With the Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff?
But let me tell you this. Here's what I think should fix. And this will be easy. His name is Aang, not Ong. His name is Sokka, not Stoka. His fucking scar is red! Not just molded on his face!
So you're happy that things are looking better on that front, huh?
I mean, revealed still photos
Yep.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
But here's what I think they should change. His name is Aang, not Ong. Sokka's name is Sokka, not Stoka.
Oh, are the names still bad on there?
No. Well, I mean, they're not call him that.
No, that's normal if they were in a show, though. That's they.
Yeah,
the names are bad on the live action movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna mention that movie existed.
You did it, though.
Well, I was talking about the new stuff because I know you're such a big fan of the original show, so I was just since we had.
I'm glad that they used the original logo and all four elements.
Really, Andy?
What did you?
Andy says there's no movie in Boss Sing Say. That's a place that's in. He said there's no movie in Boss Sing Say. Which is a place if you watch the show Jake, that's in the Last Airbender canon. I'm not sure about that one, Brandon. He did seem like he retired.
It's not bitch Judy. Who constantly says like there's no law in Boston State. Like a creepy ass voice. And like that situation was like so relatable in like today's time. Like there's no M. movie in Boston State. There's no. There's no M. State.
Or this family thing.
That's so funny that that's even a thing. So I guess the big thing we got to talk about, Trevor, is because I'm sure you'll watch it tomorrow. But are you excited to watch the newest Lex Luthor make his iteration known?
You better believe I am.
I know you've been waiting for this, considering he's from your other favorite show.
You know it.
Yeah, from what I read a review for it already from people that watched it at 7, and man, people are saying that that Abraham comes out to play. That'd be cool, Brandon. Yeah.
I'll be back in a little bit, but I'm gonna watch the movie.
Sounds good, man. Enjoy your documentary.
Yeah, alright.
Trying to think if there was any other interesting topics that we haven't discussed yet. I know they're still working on screen tests for Superman Legacy right now.
And I don't know if you read the book yet, but James Gunn, he was blown away by Superman Legacy actions.
What about Superman Legacy?
I don't know if you read this article yet, Joe, but James Gunn, he is impressed with the auditions for Superman Legacy.
He wasn't impressed?
He said no, I said he did.
Oh, I'm sure.
He is blown away.
Of course, I'm sure he's got great people. I mean, I've said since they started the casting, I really hope that they pick David Cornsweet for Superman, because I think he's the guy that you want for a younger Superman. Like, I think he has everything that you need for Superman. I mean, personally, when they start casting for Brave and the Bold, for Bruce Wayne, I don't even think they should audition. They should just give the role to Jensen and be done with it, honestly. Why audition when you have your Bruce Wayne already? It's just easy. But for Superman, I know they want new people, but I guarantee you the first time I loved him in Sonic, but he was funny as Riddler as well, Brandon.
Who?
You talk about Jim Carrey.
I'll take Batman Forever over.
Batman Forever is better than Batman and Robin.
Who's that? It's not even that's
Val Kilmer didn't come with bat nipples.
Who's that?
Plus, it gave me one of my favorite Jim Carrey lines of all time, which is, I love Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face. Did you like my entrance? Yours was good. His was better. That's one of my favorites. I think Adam West is a fun little campy version of Batman that we all remember as a fun time. I liked him when we got good stuff with him. He was cool. He served his purpose. He was a funny... I enjoyed his cameos as just Adam West on other things, but I really liked him, and his Adam West Batman was really funny. And I'll never think of shark repellent the same way until after that show. How do you think this Lex Luthor is going to be different from previous Lex Luthors, Trevor?
Well, I know he'll be more brutal than what than John Cryer was. That's for sure. And I know. I take her.
What did you do, Trevor?
I picked him by accident.
Oh. Yeah, I think he'll definitely be more serious. But I definitely also think he'll be one of the more physical Lex Luthors we've seen. Like, I think he's not going to be I think he's going to be, part of the reason I want to stay up is because I think he's going to be definitely a, really, Andy? Andy wants you to play Poison Ivy in the next match.
Oh.
But I was going to say, I think this version of Lex is just going to be, like you said, brutal, but I also think that he's going to be physically imposing. I think you're going to have a physical threat. Even for someone like Superman, I think Lex Luthor is going to be able to stand up to him and be like, I'm your enemy, bitch. And I talked about this in my video, where I talked about how all the cast is getting removed except for the Kent family. I think the show needs to transcend to focusing on the 4th season, needs to focus on the Kent family versus Lex Luthor. I think that needs to be the main thing for season 4.
I agree.
Because I do think that after these final 2 episodes, that Lex Luthor will be the main villain for season 4. Because once we get this Lex, we're not going to want him just to be gone and only be there for 2 episodes. We're going to want a whole dang season with him. Because why not, right?
I agree.
I mean, dude, when I get done watching the episode, I'm going to text you, even if it's like 4 a.m., and be like, dude, Abraham is one scary motherfucker.
John Cryer is underrated as Lex Luthor. Why didn't his Luthor match Ledger movie Flash never teamed up with him? It's all over crying safe.
I agree. I would have liked to see that. Brandon. I was a big fan of John Cryer's Lex Luthor. So I would have liked to see more of him, honestly. But I know with Superman and Lois not being connected to the Arrowverse, they needed to get their own Lex Luthor. So I'm glad they made the right choice. And I love John Cryer, but I saw one screenshot from the new episode, Trevor, and holy shit, this man looks badass as shit.
Freed.
Sneaking up with me with that big old goatee and that bald ass face.
The fact that Lex Luthor has a goatee in this.
How do you feel about him having a goatee?
I think it works.
Oh, I think so too, man. I saw it. Me and Ella were joking when I had my surgery, when they had to trim down my beard. Now my beard looks like his, which is cool. I'm hyped. I'm very hyped. That's why, like, as much as I'm excited to stay up and watch Secret Invasion, I was like, oh, I gotta stay up for that episode. Oh, I'm sorry.
About what, bitch?
You were doing what?
About what, bitch?
Shocking, isn't it? What time were you gonna take your nap, Trevor, for Secret Invasion?
Around 11. Oh. Guess we got a lot more to talk about.
I think we're good.
Alright.
You want to hop off for a little bit? All right.
I'm mind if anyone doesn't.
What do you say?
I'm mind if you want to reach, don't you?
All right, you can. You said what was your question?
I'm mind if you want to reach, don't you?
Oh, I'm game for whatever. I knew you were probably gonna want to take your nap, so I figured I'd let you have your nap now.
Oh shit! 11.
You didn't realize what time it was?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, we can call it. We can call it from here if you want. Oh, you want to go back? Okay. What are you doing?
Remember when?
Oh yeah, Andy did want you to play as. Yeah, Andy did want you to play as Poison Ivy. I forgot.
I was thinking about the time when got really pissed off that my level 5 Sub-Zero beat your whatever Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Level 18.
I do remember that. Yeah, I guess this will be our last match, considering you're probably gonna want to get a nap after this. Cause you gotta get your nap for Secret Invasion, right?
True that.
I'm super intrigued to see what's gonna happen in the season finale for Superman and Lois next week.
Me too.
I bet I'll be even more intrigued when I watch tonight's episode.
Gotcha, bitch.
You got lucky. Did Caitlin finally go to sleep, or is she still blowing up your phone?
Probably fell asleep. Hopefully. Sleep.
That's why you gotta take that nap. Was that only your shield? Oh dang. Alright guys, we'll be back later tonight for Secret Invasion. I'll see you guys in a little bit.